New Jersey Navy takes to the field, getting ready to take on Long Island Black again, our second of our quadruple header here at the American Select.
Yeah, and I'm expecting these ones to be fun, and I think you don't realize how quickly they go until they actually start. I mean, especially the first couple of quarters. I mean, we run right through these with the 10-minute running clocks. So these are quick. You need to be decisive and smart, and we saw both of those attributes in our previous game. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Well, we're underway for the second time. Two more to follow in the class of 28 and 29. Some is good, more is better. A 3-2 final, 1-goal game with only 5 total goals in our first championship game today. New Jersey
Could have been a lot
Navy,
more, though, man. Those goalies were playing great.
Goalies were great. The posts were great. In fact, our first MVP of the tournament, it was co-MVPs. It was both netminders for Pennsylvania Blue. Here it's New Jersey Navy in white. They're attacking left. Long Island Black in black. They're protecting left. Both these teams, as expected, have not suffered a loss in this tournament. They're unblemished at 6-0. And the first takeaway comes courtesy of Long Island Black. No shots on the first possession for NJ Navy.
Seems like a little bit more energy from Navy to start this one, but the first quarter, a lot of kind of feeling the other squad out, settling in, finding your offense, looking for your matchups. Great look inside.
Streaker at the doorstep scores. Just 94 seconds into the championship game. It may have been Olivia Brady. And if it was, the midfielder draws first blood for LI Black.
You have to get another look at this one. It's just the cutter's open, and they made the pass. I think you see the move from behind, gets the cutter, great handle inside, changes the plane. Looks like that one gets through 5-hole. That's good lacrosse. Really, really nice look. Great finish.
Well, we did have a goal in the first quarter earlier today, but it would end up being the only goal. And it came 8 minutes into that first quarter. LI Black right back onto the offensive. Brantic sends it to the Pac-10. Good offense, hard to come by in our first championship game today. Just 5 combined tallies. High hit. About 14 meters from the cage. This will lead to a good free position opportunity.
I lost her shoe.
Looks like Dylan McNamara. A little worse for wear there.
See if maybe she got stepped on here. And that's looked like defender caught her heel. Give her a little bit of a flat tire there. And then as she was going down, hey, it doesn't matter though. Get the cleats back on, put it in the back of the net.
Dylan delivers. It's 2 goals in the first 3+ minutes. And Long Island showing, hey, we're the hotbed for lacrosse. It's 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, this is really setting the tone. Navy's got to get it together here quickly, so this one doesn't get away from them. But great look inside, does a good job of protecting her stick from the defender. A little bit of a sidewinder right over the head of the goaltender. Good shot selection, good shot placement. That's an excellent finish.
McNamara, the Sayville, New York native. As noted, everyone pretty much from Long Island on this roster, as expected. Many of them competing for that Yellow Jackets organization, one of the top club lacrosse teams, not just in the Northeast, but in the country.
Yeah, they're playing like they've got some of the best players in the country right now.
Oh, short side effort. It's cheeky. Jaden Stadler. It's 3 consecutive out of the gates for Long Island.
Yeah, and they must have liked that matchup. It didn't look like New Jersey Navy was ready for that play. See if you get another look at it here. You don't have the wide frame. Just completely misses her. Great little sidestep dodge there. She puts it where the goalie's not. But no help defense, which you don't see from this tight shot, is how far back all of the rest of the offensive players were. They must have seen something on the scout that they liked that matchup, and they were able to take advantage of it.
Stadler, another yellow jacket. Well accustomed to this DE turf. And, well, whether you're accustomed to the DE turf or not, if you're on Long Island Black, you certainly look like you're accustomed to this turf so far. Just past the halfway marker in our first quarter of 10 minutes running clock. And it has all been Long Island.
Yeah, Navy's got to get a draw control here. And just about every time down the field for Long Island, they've been putting one in the back of the net. And I think if they don't, get the next one, I think you hate to use a timeout this early, but you got to do something to settle the squad down.
Well, New Jersey native not used to playing in games with this wide of a margin to start. Both of their wins today. And again, this is each team's 3rd game of the day. 7th game over the last less than 2 days. They won 3-2 against Pennsylvania Blue, 4-3 against Massachusetts Blue. Rolling ball recovered by the netminder. That is Megan Caputo. And Long Island moving to the right, which has been the case for much of this first quarter.
Yeah, just not as sharp from New Jersey. They're moving the ball around, maybe some fatigue at play, but they're just not finding the sticks, not stepping into their passes. Definitely a lot more pep in the step of this Long Island squad.
Danielle Perfetto through the car wash, a little cleaner on the other side. Another infraction coming up on the team in white. So free position shot. Centrally located for the midfielder. Manhasset native flanked on either side by defenders, and she scores. Perfetto is perfect. And it's 4 consecutive to start the championship game for Long Island Black.
Yeah, it's just really impressive work. They're creating good opportunities from, good offensive sets. So when you're feeling the momentum, at a certain point, you're going through and taking heat checks, and, the goalie's got to make a save on one of these, but the defense isn't putting them in a great position to make saves. That one drops the shoulder, a little bit of a sidearm shot. Those are tough to judge. Finds the back of the net, but goalie's got to make sure that she's got her head in the game and that she's tracking those shots.
Second consecutive draw that is whistled down and gifted to the team in white. NJ Navy needing a goal here, try and stop some of the bleeding. Down goes Alofs. The Chester, New Jersey native has earned her team a free position opportunity. Final 100 seconds here in the first quarter. New Jersey Navy has not scored more than 4 goals in a game today. That shot did not touch cage. Megan Caputo not needed in that sequence. We dip under the 90-second mark. Restart comes from the back 10.
Yeah, that one was picked off too. And you see, Long Island pressuring on the adjacents when the ball's behind, trying to force this New Jersey Navy squad into making a bad pass.
Alexander at X dishes the goal line extended on the near side. Rotation continues counterclockwise. Klaus. Double team straight on, looking for an angle. Klaus toward the doorstep, got a piece of Caputo, and then she finds the whole thing.
and really active defense, aggressive defense. Not a whole lot there offensively for Navy. And so, they've got to try something different here coming out of the break. It doesn't look like they're going to push the issue too much here. Seem content to kind of just wait out the rest of this quarter.
Look out from behind. Good pressure there from Allegra Alexander. Was located at the final second by Caputo. Final seconds tick away on a nearly perfect first quarter for Long Island Black in this class of 2027 American Select Championship game. We'll go to the second quarter. Long Island 4, New Jersey none here on Lacrosse TV.
Hot start here in the championship game. 4-0 run by Long Island. Her, McNamara, and Perfetto really controlling things in the middle of the field. It's really important here in the second quarter that New Jersey settles in, gets some quality possessions, and looks to get on the board here. Back to you, John.
Appreciate the insight as always. Deemer Class, legendary collegiate lacrosse player at Duke. As we start quarter number 2, as Deemer noted, kind of a masterclass of a performance in the first 10 minutes by this Long Island Black team. Joined alongside Chris Marshall. I'm Johnny Wincott. Chris, how does New Jersey Navy, other than getting the first goal here, how do they try and climb back into this game?
Well, they got to just be higher energy. That's the real difference. I think obviously the shots are finding the back of the net. They're taking good shots. They're creating good offense. But all of that leads back to high energy. Long Island's playing with a lot of energy, a lot of speed on the offensive and the defensive side, and it's giving Navy trouble. And so they just got to leave it all out there. I mean, this is a lot of lacrosse to be played. There's a big-time save. That one's really important. But there's a lot of lacrosse that's already been played, and this is it. This is the last one. Leave it all out there, sell out.
So it stays at a 4-0 game, courtesy of Nora O'Connor, the goaltender from Ridgewood, New Jersey. But struggling to complete the clear now is New Jersey Navy. O'Connor
really
locates
nice
LaRocca. Bouncing ball, and it's recovered by Long Island. Quinlan Hilbrun on the scoop. And with speed through the neutral zone. Hilbrun hits the wide open teammate, but she'll tip the shoulder and wheel. Time certainly a friend of Long Island Black. Quinlan Hilbrun, the Stony Brook native. She has seen some pretty good lacrosse over the years. Her father, Sean, the athletic director at Stony Brook University, which always puts together a top-tier women's team. Back to the NCAA tournament again this year.
Yeah, I love to see what Coach Bellina's cooking for Stony Brook. A lot of really great players. One of my favorite players to watch is Kylie Olmiller out of that program. But a lot of good homegrown lacrosse coming into that program.
Quinlan Hilbrun, much like the majority of this team, Yellow Jackets player as well. And, of course, Kylie Olmiller, good friend of the program here. Another opportunity. That one goes begging for Long Island Black. And finally, New Jersey native, courtesy of the whistle, will take possession.
I think this is a good start. You come up with a good save. That's back-to-back defensive stands. This is how it starts. You just got to chip away at it. I think when you're down 4, you have a tendency to maybe rush it a little bit. And I think they just need to settle in, get into their offense, wait until they can get a great shot, and try and break the seal here.
Well, we told you New Jersey Navy team that won each of their first 2 games today, the quarterfinal and semifinal, both only by 1 goal. Have not faced adversity like this over the last 36 hours of this tournament. It's because they've been so good. Enter with a 6-0 record. So we'll see how they respond. Backs against the wall for the first time. And they're neighbors from the Empire State. Well, good opportunity there, but couldn't connect in front of the net.
Yeah, that's disappointing. That was a really good cut and was wide open on the doorstep. And so you'd love to be able to convert on that.
Long Island twisted back the other way, and they take advantage. Caden Satamo, another Yellow Jacket club player. Off the unsettled defense, turnover turns to a goal, and the first 5 belong to Long Island.
Yeah, and I think you got to be careful here. if you're New Jersey. And I mean that's a good look inside. And again, they're not giving their goalie a whole lot of a whole lot of opportunity to be successful. When you're giving up, dead center, free position shots and one-on-ones in tight, it's tough for goalies to make those saves. But you just got to make sure that that these goals early here aren't backbreakers and that they still stay in the game, continue to do what they're doing. But they got to tighten up on the defensive side. Still a ton of lacrosse left.
Oh, a ton of lacrosse left for Long Island as well. And they are pouring it on here in the second quarter. 6-0. And New Jersey Navy still in search of their first tally here in our class of 2027 American Select Championship game.
Yeah, and this is a Long Island side that is just dominant. I mean, they're looking really tough right now, and they're getting good shots. And this is the tough part, right? It's not a fair, judge of how the goalie is playing, because you're not going to expect any goalie to consistently make saves on shots like that. And so it's like a difficult spot to be in. But I think you just got to keep grinding. I mean, there's still 25 minutes left. It's only 6 goals. They've been very strong defensively all tournament. If they can, turn the faucet off for the Long Island offense and string a couple together, they're still very much in this game.
Latest goal scorer for Long Island Black, Madison Herr. We saw a few weeks ago at the Youth Nationals right on this field. Talked about some of the familiarity for a lot of these talented youth players, some of the best in the country. And you showed you the graphic, 375 commits for the class of 2025 headed to Division I lacrosse. Wormperner stays out. 12 meters from the crease. Long Island backs it out as we approach the 4-minute marker here in quarter number 2. Foot still firmly on the gas pedal for LI. O'Connor gets low, second save of the quarter. And now another opportunity if New Jersey Navy can complete the clear to set up their offense and look for goal number 1. Well, that's a good start for the team in white. Sent to X with Cristiana LaRocca. And the rotation starts for New Jersey Navy. 6 wins and no losses in this tournament. 37 goals for, 27 allowed at the start of this game. That is quickly closed. Now that they've allowed 6 goals and they haven't scored. Meanwhile, Long Island Black had better than a +20 margin in this tournament, goals for to against. Backed up here by the team in white. 3 minutes to play in the first half.
That's really impressive for the short games. I mean, we're seeing how effectively they can be, how effective they can play offensively. But to have that kind of goal differential, when you look at the scores that we saw in the semifinals from the 26s and the 27s, you see in 3, 4, 5 goals combined, even in some cases. But to be +20. Man, holy cow. That is as dominant gets.
Well, one of these teams will run the table in this tournament. If Long Island Black maintains the advantage, they will be unblemished at 7-0. They will hoist the trophy. Is there any sort of comeback in store here for New Jersey Navy? Still a halftime to regroup. Still 2:15 until we get to that break. And LI Black looking to tack on the extra point.
And this is always kind of a point where, there's some difference of opinion about what you're, supposed to be doing. But there you have it. There's another one in the back of the net.
7 first-half goals for Long Island Black, and they have found that extra point. May have been Macy Zeilman. With 1:57 remaining in this second quarter, we'll go back to the center circle. It was Macy, the Ballston Lake native, moving to her right, but shooting across her body to the left side of the net.
Well, and I think that's, it's players keeping their head up. She sees the defender coming, sees the double coming, is able to move away from it, keeps her head up, and able to just kind of put it where the goalie's not. It's a really nice offensive play.
So each coach gets one timeout in each half. We'll have our first one here, 1:57 remaining. And Chris, sort of the same question I posed to you when we started the second quarter. Still a lot of lacrosse left to be played. How does New Jersey Navy just try and get themselves on the board and start chipping away?
Well, that's what you have to do. I mean, you can only score one at a time, and they've been having some success in the draw circle. I think they just need to get one, and I think that's what you concentrate on. You don't need to rush necessarily, but you need to get one. And the goalie's got to make some saves. At this point, right? They're not easy saves to make, but you're already down 6. You might as well start being a little bit more aggressive. Because you need something to kind of light that fire. You need something to continue that momentum. You need a play. You need a juice play right now. So if you're the goalie, you're getting beat by the shots right now anyway. So go out there, try and do something more aggressive. Do something spectacular. See if that's something that can help lift your team up.
We remind you you're watching the American Select Championships on Lacrosse TV, a quadruple header. Game 2 of 4. The Class of 2026 championship went to Pennsylvania Blue, a 3-2 final against New York Downstate. We'll have 2 more games to follow this one. He is Chris Marshall. I'm Johnny Wincott. Deemer Class manning the sidelines throughout this afternoon, which will turn evening eventually, with the Class of 2028 and Class of 2029 championship games on deck. Ella Britton enters the center circle for New Jersey. Still duel with Allie Reisner.
And if you can get 1 or 2 here for New Jersey, at the end of the half, you want to take some of that momentum. I mean, if I'm Long Island here, I'm taking all the air out of the ball. I'm taking the full 95 off the clock. Maybe take a shot at 15 seconds. But I mean, really take all the air out. Now looks like they're gonna call their timeout here. Maybe that's a personnel call. Get some athletes, get some fresh legs in there. Drop some strategy to try and take the time off the clock here.
So both coaches will utilize their lone first half timeout. Neither coach did in our first game. Go figure, the first game was a 1-goal game. Second game is a 7-goal game. So little strategy here for Ryan Kick and Rebecca Thorne. Your coaches for Long Island Black. And there's New Jersey Navy still searching for goal number 1. And again, no easy task. We're going up against an LI Black team with the goal differential now at plus 27 for the tournament. But both teams are here in the final. Both teams are 6-0. And you'd have to imagine some familiarity amongst players with, Long Island being Long Island and New Jersey being not far away.
Yeah, of course. And honestly, it's when you've got a tight game like the one that we saw in the last one, and the teams are both playing at a high level, there's less stuff to talk about. And so, the timeouts are more situational. When you've got a game like this where it's like you've got some things that you really need to fix for this New Jersey Navy squad, and then also you have to start thinking of the strategy of, how long do you hold it? How much time do you take off the clock? And things like that. When do you take your foot off the gas a little bit? Because we've seen things like that backfire. There's more stuff to talk about when the game is going poorly.
Final 80 seconds, first half. Another shot for Long Island Black. This one doesn't go. Right off the rip from the near side corner. 70 seconds. Long Island, not in any rush. They shouldn't be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sort of the mind that, you keep firing, while you're hot. And, you got the heat check going, you got the momentum, you keep shooting. They make a couple of saves, take the air out of the ball and take any of the momentum you can away from the other squad. But I'm not as much a fan of, how much or getting into the clock management too early in the game.
Goal number 8 for Long Island. So the timeout is worth it. It's a short side effort coming from X. And was it Riley Cash? We saw Cash in on multiple instances a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, these are great players. And these are really good teams. But, a little bit of a two-man, a little bit of confusion coming across, hung up on the cage there, turns the corner, takes that extra step, able to put it where the goalie's not. But again, it's another shot that is right on the doorstep. I mean, we're talking 3 yards, 4 yards out. I mean, those are tough saves to make.
Late first half draw control victory. New Jersey Navy.
Yeah, you need one here. Just get it to your best player and let her go to work. You have to at least get a shot off.
5 seconds. Stolberg dispossessed. Or maybe some more time than we anticipated.
It's like 5 on the big board.
Final seconds tick away. First half in the books. And a dominant performance, Chris.
All right, welcome to halftime here. I'm with Jessica Schulberg. Jessica, this has been an amazing couple days here at American Select. It's year number 4. How has this event grown?
Well, since it started in our basement in COVID, it has taken off tremendously. Everybody wants to be here this weekend.
There's hundreds of college coaches watching, so much talent. Talk about the growth and the exposure that these kids get when they come to American Select.
It's a different type of exposure because obviously in high school you're with your high school team, club you're within a certain region, but here you're with your state, and it's a whole nother level of play. It's at the best level of play, and I think that's what the college coaches really like to see.
It's truly amazing to be a part of. Best of luck, and can't wait to see how it grows.
Thank you so much for being here.
Awesome. I'm here with Coach Allie from New Jersey. Allie, tough start in the first half. How do you guys bounce back in half number 2?
Possession's everything, so it starts from the draw. I feel like I need to channel my Acacia Walker energy over on the side. I'm feeling like a second half national championship comeback coming up here. They're pushing the tempo really fast in transition. We got to contest their transition and got to become the aggressors on the attack side.
Awesome. Well, best of luck in half number 2.
Thank you so much.
I'm here with Coach Thorne. Hot start for Long Island. 8-0 first half. Coach, how do you sustain this lead?
Just play smart, make them come attack us. Play as a unit, play as a team. We've talked all weekend. It's not an individual sport, so they have each other's back offensively and defensively.
How exciting is it to be in this championship game?
Very exciting. We were here last year. We won it last year, so we knew we had that big target on our back.
Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you so much.
You got to score 1 to get back into this game. It always just starts with 1. You can only score them 1 at a time. But they have seen it. I think Coach Allie brings up a great point, and one that I was touching on briefly in the first half with a high profile come from behind victory in the national championship this year. And that's sort of what I was talking to when you think about the clock management game. If you're hot, keep shooting. If you cool off a little bit, then maybe play the clock game. I think we've seen some squads go to the clock management game, I think, too early when they're playing at a really high level. I mean, here's a chance, go out there, get to 10, slam the door, and then just hold and take the rest of the time off the clock. But no opportunities for momentum going the other direction.
Foot still firmly on the gas pedal for Long Island Black. It is a 9-0 lead. They pick up where they left off in the first half. Just 50 seconds into the third quarter.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not talking about running up the score because that's not something I am in favor of either. But taking away the opportunity for, New Jersey Navy to get momentum to start the second half, I think is important. And so, if you wanted to take some of the air out now and slow down, totally. But there's also players out here that are looking to, impress their future coaches and go out there and, give these coaches something to be excited about.
Well, if you're a fan of Long Island Black, a parent, a family member, plenty to be excited about here in this championship game. They are well on their way to back-to-back American Select titles. As the coaching staff told Deemer, target was on their back heading into this tournament, given how they performed last year. And all they've done here at the DE Turf is win. If there's no miraculous comeback here from New Jersey, they'll run the table, go 7-0 this season. Goal margin now a plus 29 for Long Island Black.
Yeah, and that's just outrageous for a tournament like this. I mean, it really shows the level that they're playing at.
Reposition opportunity. Sienna Casale. Off to the left for Mira Amani. Rotation continues. Shooting space violation on Long Island. Reposition opportunity and a chance at the first goal for New Jersey. Again, it's Casale. Casale trailed by Murtha toward goal. Casale scores. Oh, it takes New Jersey 2+ quarters. There will be no shutout in the class of 2027 championship game, 9-1.
Yeah, that's important, which obviously goes without saying. But I mean, you needed to get on the right side of the ledger here, and just straight down the pipe. I mean, you look at it, goalie cheated low a little bit, and that one goes in right over her shoulder. Good finish.
Really the first shot that Audrey Davidian has seen today. Goaltender from Syosset for Long Island. And New Jersey Navy gets themselves on the board here about midway through the third quarter. Draw control victory. New Jersey Navy looking for a little momentum. Loose ball in the corner. Won by Shea Schulberg.
And still really active defensively.
As Schulberg was quieted in the corner by Hilbrun, 34 in black. Caldwell through the spin cycle. She scores. The first 9 belong to Long Island, the last 2 to New Jersey. And a little momentum on the sideline on the right side of the DE turf.
Yeah, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. You get 2 quick ones, and they've had reasonable success at the draw circle. So go out there and just keep chipping away. I think if you're Long Island, just keep doing what you're doing. But for this New Jersey Navy squad, those are really important goals, and if they can string a couple more together here, then they're right back in this ball game.
This time, the central victory for Long Island. Fewer than 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Championship game, class of 2027 at the American Select. Long Island on the offensive. Down to the doorstep. Give and go. They score. Guess who? It's Riley Cash again. She loves playing in Delaware. It's 10.
Yeah, that's the response you need. You're Long Island. You take some of the air right back out of the sail. Hey, we can go down there. We can score when we need to. Just put it in the back of the net. And that's giving up a good shot for a great shot. Really nice offense. And that's finishing the play. You know, she keeps coming downhill, and is able to put that one in the back of the net. I mean, Riley Cash is a fun player to watch.
Well, we saw her flex her muscles a few weeks ago at the Youth Nationals here at the DE Turf. Her and her teammates doing the same here in this championship game. Although another center circle win for the team in white. Failed to score in the first half. They had consecutive tallies here in the third quarter to find their way onto the offensive side of things. We are slated for a 3:30 start for our class of 2028 championship game. And then again, we'll emphasize the word slated for a 5 p.m. start on our class of 2029 championship game. Our quadruple header of action here from Delaware, all on Lacrosse TV. Nickel down to her knees, got back up, drew the foul. 37 on 37 crime with Reese Long committing the infraction.
I think all of the players on the field too young to have seen great number 37 Benson Irwin play. Hopkins great, one of my favorite players.
Yeah, again, how young are these talented players? They will be sophomores in high school. So just a freshman year under their belts in high school. Plenty of time to pad the stats and get a little better. How about that shot? From a nearly impossible angle, New Jersey has their third goal of the quarter.
Yeah, get that sidewinder out there. Use your stick as an extension of your body. Create a better angle for the shot. Really, really nice work. I mean, and that's like, one of the things. It's like you gotta make big time individual plays, and does a great job walking the tightrope, staying outside of the crease too. Able to beat her defender inside. Nice little face dodge. Stops on a dime, puts that one in the back of the net. And again, on the other side, we're seeing now this New Jersey Navy squad put the Long Island goalie in kind of a tough spot. So some nice play, some counter punching. We'll see if Long Island's able to answer here.
Well, the teams in this third quarter have continued to trade victories at the center circle. Long Island's turn. Final 70 seconds. New Jersey now winning this quarter, 3-2.
Yeah, but at that point we were making earlier, hard to believe, 20th anniversary of that 2005 championship squad that, had Rabel and Harrison and Irwin for Hop. Time really gets away from you.
And you're looking at about a 10-year anniversary for our man of the sideline teamer class. He hoisted a couple of trophies with the Duke Blue Devils. Hoping to replicate his success now as a coach on the women's side with Arizona State. Final 15 seconds. Riley Cash deposits about 18 meters out. Nileman had a goal in the first half. Lost possession briefly. And despite the many whistles, this should bring us to the end of the third quarter.
Much more balanced in the possession battle in that third quarter, but Long Island still maintains a 7-goal lead. Maddie Herr and Riley Cash have been offensive weapons for Long Island, producing a couple goals each, and Long Island's depth has just continued to be too much for this New Jersey team right now. As we head into the fourth quarter here, Schoberg and Caldwell are looking to put New Jersey on their back and head into that fourth quarter. Back to you, John.
Appreciate it, Teamer. It's a different story heading into the fourth quarter now as it was just over an hour ago. We had a 1-goal game heading into our class of 2026 final. Here it's 10-3, and as Deemer mentioned, Chris Marshall, a couple of players that have served as key cogs for Long Island. 10 minutes is a lot of time, but 7 goals is a lot of goals.
10 minutes running is it different from 10 minutes kind of regular count with stoppages. It's not impossible. I'll give it non-zero, but it's going to be a really, really tough thing to do. But I mean, they're out here taking shots straight away. So, like I said, not impossible, but certainly something that will be very challenging.
Well, that's a good start, having possession first. 30 seconds into this fourth quarter. Appreciate you sticking with us today on this Saturday from Delaware. Our second of 4 championship games, all here on Lacrosse TV as part of the American Select. Class of 2028 to follow next, and then slated for a 5 o'clock start in the class of 2029. All 3 goals for New Jersey came in that third quarter. Actually outscored Long Island 3-2. But where it counts, it remains 10-3. Long Island, our first team into double figures in championship game action.
And I think that's the tough part. That's a little bit of a forced pass, but at this point, with the clock and the score where it is, you have to be aggressive. You have to force those passes, and it's going to create opportunities like this coming the other direction. So, I mean, that's kind of just the name of the game at this point. You have to be aggressive. You have to take risks, and it's either going to pay off or it isn't.
Oh, another attacker, rather midfielder, who we saw a few weeks ago making an impact at the Youth Nationals. It is Olivia Brady. The Patchogue native has made it an 11-3 game. First goal of the fourth quarter belongs to Long Island.
And again, just good composure, keeping her head up, shooting low, changing the plane, just putting it where the goalie's not.
Well, New Jersey playing for some pride now. No matter the margin at the end of this championship game, New Jersey Navy is going to come down here to Delaware and go 6-1. A pair of 1-goal victories for the quarterfinal and semifinal matchups earlier today against Massachusetts Blue and Pennsylvania Blue. So certainly nothing to hang their heads about. Again, regardless of how this one finishes up. Toward Cage, wide to the right side, backed up by Jersey. As we near the 7-minute marker in our second of 4 championship games today.
Yeah, I mean, all these players are good. I mean, sometimes you just run into a buzzsaw. I mean, you see it at every level. I mean, you see it at the club level, the collegiate level, the professional level. Sometimes things are just cooking for you.
Loose ball. Long Island's on it. After a save at the right end, they will transition to the left end. Bounce passes on target. Defense scrambling, but the second pass a little too far ahead for the target. That was Jaden Stadler. So New Jersey Navy still with plenty of life here in the fourth quarter as we near 6 minutes to play.
Yeah, and the other thing that comes into play is sometimes teams are just a bad matchup. I mean, I wouldn't witness that firsthand this season with the Kings and the Pelicans. First time any team has ever gone 0 for 6. But they're just a bad matchup. Don't want to see those guys. So there's a lot of things at play. 7 games in 36 hours, familiarity, fatigue. I mean, these games are about getting better. I mean, wins and losses, sure, you get a trophy, you get a T-shirt, that's fun. But, I mean, these games at this level, at this age, this is about getting better and improving so that when you get to the collegiate level, I mean, you can go out there and compete for a championship.
Well, Long Island Black competing for a championship for the second consecutive year here in Delaware. Coaching staff told Deemer at halftime, well, we kind of figured target might be on our back this time around. We played that well last time. They may have played even better this time around. They are 5 minutes and 15 seconds from taking home another trophy. And they've got an 8-goal cushion. Make it 9. Caden Satamo has another. And Long Island Black flexing their muscles here at the American Select Championships.
Yeah, everything's just breaking their way today. They're playing good lacrosse, and the shots are falling. They're making good decisions, and it's just one of those days. I mean, you're finding your flow. Everything's bouncing your way. Sometimes that's how it goes at the office. You have good days and bad days, and today's a very good day for Long Island Black.
Final 4 minutes here in the fourth quarter. New Jersey Navy had all 3 goals in the third quarter. Scoreless in the first half, and they'd like to avoid that here in the fourth quarter. We've got another game coming up for you in about 30 minutes. Once we get the semifinals concluded in the class of 2028, we'll have our finals matchup for you.
And I think here for New Jersey, just concentrate on process and improvement. I mean, continue to go through your offense. I mean, you're not going to be able to, put 9 on the board in the next 3 minutes. Just continue to go through your offense, go through your plays. Use this as an opportunity to get better against high-level competition.
Loose ball, and even in a 12-3 game, 2.5 minutes to play. This girl's giving it 110%. Body's still hitting the deck. Restart here for Natalie Burns, the Massapequa native. And Long Island Black well on their way to another well-earned championship.
Man, that's impressive. Being able to go with the swim, with the shallower pockets. That's an athletic play.
An athletic defender. They had a Nala teamer, the Long Beach native, who is not a Yellow Jacket, competes for the Long Island Liberty. Situational awareness on point for Long Island. Fewer than 2 minutes remaining. Shot stayed low and it stayed out.
Yeah, big time save there. Good positional save.
Ali Riesner was the one denied. This is Dalton Klaus. A little extra offensive practice now for New Jersey, going up against a really sterling defensive Long Island. Whistle will not stop the clock with just over a minute remaining in the contest.
Yeah, this one was real tight. Probably stop the clock there, but hey, get another one in the back of the net.
Well, New Jersey does find Twine here in the fourth quarter. So 4 second half goals. If you take the score of the second half, it's a tight one, but Long Island dominated the first 20 minutes. Another look at goal number 4 for New Jersey.
Yeah, it's tough to win a game when you spot them 8 or 9 to start the game. But going out and fighting in the second half, I mean, tells me what I need to know about the girls out on the field. I mean, it'd be pretty easy to fold in a position where it is, unlikely that you'll be able to come away with a victory. But they kept fighting, and they were able to, keep the score close. If you look at Q3, Q4, and that's what you like to see. Go out and win the quarter. And if you can't win the game, win the quarter. try and win the fourth.
No quit in New Jersey. Shot was blocked en route and controlled now by the keeper and Audrey Davidian. Probably a little more action than Davidian may have anticipated here in the second half, given what happened in the first half. And again, no rush for anybody on Long Island. Just about 20 seconds away from tasting a championship for the second consecutive year. Oh, now look out. That's the benefit of having an 8-goal cushion with 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Only counts for one. Final seconds bleed away. And for the second consecutive season, Long Island Black, they are the champions at the American Select.